Yo, I'm catching some serious Laker vibes and not the good kind. I'm about to break it all down next, right here on Riding with the Knicks. Welcome back to Riding with the Knicks. This is the channel where we talk about the team that we love, the New York Knicks, the season as it unfolds, and the deeper themes that we can pull out and apply to our lives to make us the best versions of ourselves. Now, I'm not trying to be an alarmist. I'm not trying to just create drama to get clicks or anything like that. I'm not sure. This is a wholesome show. This is a positive show. This is a positive channel. But I will say I'm feeling a little worried about the Lakers vibes that I'm feeling from our New York Knicks right now. And I'm not talking about vintage Lakers with Kobe or Magic or anything like that. No dynastic thing like that. I'm talking about the modern LeBron James Lakers. I'm getting some modern LeBron James Lakers vibes off the Knicks, and it's worrying me. And so I'm going to break that down in a hot second, and I'm going to say yo, the Knicks are in a spot right now where I think we really ought to be excited. Maybe our lineup isn't exactly what we want. Maybe we're not seeing the consistency on the defensive end. Maybe we're not seeing it show up in the win column and the record like we wanted to, but there's a reason for the Knicks to be excited. And so I think we're, as a team, as a franchise, we're at a fork in the road right now. And we have a choice to make. We can go this way and go down the Lakers method, or we can go this way, which would be more like the Golden State method. And I think that we're in a beautiful spot because we could choose. We can actually choose for once. And so what do I mean when I say the Knicks can go down the Lakers method? What is the Lakers method? What am I talking about with these LeBron James Lakers? What am I talking about with these Lakers vibes that I don't like? Who did the Lakers draft over the last few years? They drafted D'Angelo Russell. They drafted Brandon Ingram and Julius Randle. They drafted Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso. They drafted Kyle Kuzma. They drafted, what's that dude's name? Josh Hart, something Hart. Look at all that talent. Look at all that young, raw talent. And what happened? They're the Lakers. They're in LA. Things got to happen like that. It's got to be showtime. They couldn't let these kids develop. They couldn't let these kids who are a lot of them were one and dones. They couldn't let them grow up and learn the league and get their man bodies and gel together as a unit. No, they needed to microwave success. It's we want to microwave success, and so they got all this young talent. They got all this core of potential and possibility. There's excitement about that. And maybe and they were hard on them, and they weren't grateful for the kids and the young talent that they had. And then this shiny old, object came along, distracted them from everything. LeBron James. I'm coming to LA. And then he's nah, these kids ain't gonna do. And so they ship them all out. They drafted these kids. They scouted these kids. They drafted them. They called them their own. They wore their colors. And they ship them out all over the place because LeBron said so. And who they bring back? A battered, unproven, but all-star talent in Anthony Davis. For what? So they could win one COVID ring? Come on now. We all know that COVID bubble ring is the asterisk ring of all asterisk rings. You want to harvest this beautiful thing that you're developing with this young potential. For what? For a microwaved ring? Now who do they have? Come on now. This should be night and day for you. They got LeBron, who's playing the second most minutes in the entire NBA right now, trying to do everything himself at the age 50 in year 19. And he's playing great, but come on now. They got Anthony Davis, who every time I look at the screen, the guy's on the ground holding his ankle. I think he's out again. They got Melo, who we all got respect for Melo, but come on, we don't want him right now, especially in the role they have, Matt. They got Russell Westbrook. I don't know who's got DeAndre Jordan. Someone's got him. They might have him. They probably have Dwight Howard too. I don't even know, but this is what their team is. This is what they had. They shipped it all out, and they got a whole collection of injured, over the hill stars ring chasing. And so that's one way the Knicks could go. But the other way is the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors drafted Steph Curry. They drafted Draymond Green. They drafted Klay Thompson. And of course they brought in other players around them. You have to. You know who they have? Mo Spates. Who they have? Our boy David Lee. Like, they had Andre Iguodala. They had guys there who, like, knew their role. But they gave the keys to those young guys. And we've got amazing talent on our team. Like, let's just be real. Who do we have? Like, we've got Obi Toppin. We've got J.R. Smith. No, we don't got J.R. Smith anymore. We got R.J. R.J. Barrett. We've got Deuce McBride and Quentin Grimes. We've got Knox and Mitchell Robinson. Like, look at this team. Like, look at this core of young talent. The Knicks have done good. We sat in hell forever because we were mortgaging our future before we even knew what it was. We're doing like what the U.S. is doing right now. Printing money. Giving away our future, where our grandkids are going to be paying off our bills. The Knicks were doing that. We were shipping out draft picks. We didn't even own our draft picks. And what were we getting back for it? Melo, when we could have waited a half season and signed him in the off season. What do we get for it? Andrea Berniani? Who do we sign with all our money? Stoudemire? The deals go on and on and on. The bad deals the Knicks had. We had no future, no nothing. And then we started to change things. We kept our draft picks. We scouted well. We got Mitch at 36. We got Deuce at 36. And we got this core of young talent that we just love. Don't you love those guys? Don't you just love those guys when they're out there doing their thing? And so what are we going to do? Are we going to ship them all over the NBA to bring back like a Dame Lillard or something? To stick him with Julius Randle and like Evan Fournier or something to like hope it work out with Tibbs? Come on, man. We're gonna try to microwave one year of a potential run at a chip if anyone else gets injured in the league, and that's what we're supposed to get excited about? No thanks. No thanks. We got to give the keys to these young guys. We got to get vets in here who know their role. We got to get guys like Derrick Rose, like Taj Gibson. Those guys are gold. Those are the guys we want. Because we've got three groups. We've got those two guys, like in their group. We've got the young guys who are hungry and ready, but not getting burned. And we got that middle group that are really like B and C type players in their primes. I'm talking about Randall. I'm talking about Noel. I'm talking about Burks and Fournier and Walker, really. And Coach Tibbs is coaching for his own job. He cares more about his job than he does about the development of these young guys. He's not looking to build no dynasty. He's looking to keep his job and be in mediocrity and maybe get in the playoffs. That's not what we get excited about as fans. So what is it about? What's the sport really about? What is this really about? For the guys on the court and for the coaching staff and stuff, it's about winning. But for us, I think it's about something different. Sure, we want to see our team win, but basketball is entertainment. We want to see a team that like inspires hope, inspires like a future, a team that inspires like potential. And these young guys, that raw potential, you see IQ, you see the amount of confidence and swag this guy plays with, and he's got a shot that's so pure, and he could shoot it from deep, and he could shoot 90-something% from the line, from free throw line. He's got the floater. He's got handles. He just doesn't get enough minutes. We've got a lot of guys like that. I think we need to give the keys to these guys. I'd rather Johnny Walker, is that the guy's name, our assistant coach, over Tibbs? I'd rather Mark Jackson, who did the thing in Golden State, the real Knickerbocker, come back and coach the Knicks right now and coach these young guys and raise them up. And so for me and you, for us, do we want a microwave success? Do we want to cut corners? We think we do. We'd love a shortcut. We'd love a handout, in theory. But when you get one, it doesn't taste as sweet. When you cut a corner, you know. And then what do you end up with? You end up with like a Toronto Kawhi Leonard victory where you celebrate for a night, but then you got nothing the next morning. I don't know, man. If we're really at a fork in the road and we can go towards the Lakers, LeBron James microwave chip in the bubble, or keep building these young guys, give them the keys, and maybe we ended 500 this year, maybe we ended a little under 500, But we got a team that we know we're growing from the ground up, that we drafted, that we have hope in, that we have faith in, that we cheer for on the good nights and the bad nights. And we bring in the right vets to support those guys. And we see if we do have a special talent in IQ, or a special talent in RJ Barrett, or a special talent in Deuce. We see if we do got like an elite center in Mitch. If Obi Toppin can really run the floor and be that star in the garden. I think we do. I think we have that. And so, man, as a Knicks fan, I'm worried that they're going to do that thing. Like, you got stages of this thing. Teams got stages. You got no future like the Knicks had. You start to get it right, you get your draft picks. You keep your draft picks. You draft young talent. Then you're at the place where the Knicks are. Do you send that talent out to bring in a star and hope you can do it in a short term, accelerate the process? And a market like New York City and a market like LA makes you want to do that? Or do you keep staying the process? Do you keep staying the course? Do you keep building into these young guys so that you got all this young talent gelling together, taking over the league, the new talent in the league? I'm sorry, Dame, he's only going to be where he is for another year or so, if that. I'd rather these young guys, I'd rather watch them take over the league. And I think we got special players, and I just hope to God that we don't get rid of them all at the trade deadline to bring in somebody. Man, that would be a shame. But what do you think? If you had to make a choice right now, you're the GM of the Knicks, what are you doing? If you're the coach, who are you playing? What's your philosophy? And for your own life, where are the places that you tended to cut corners? I hope that this is going to encourage you, like, yo, actually, no, I'm going to go back and I'm going to hit it harder tomorrow. Listen, the Knicks, they're our team. And we don't only need to just escape into the season, but I think that there's a lot that we could pull out and apply to our lives. And so if you're about that, if you're about the Knicks and you're about growing as an individual, being the best version of yourself, this is the place for you. Welcome to Riding with the Knicks. If you're here for the first time, I just invite you to subscribe, leave a comment. I'm super active in the comments. Started the channel 3 weeks ago and we got some good momentum going. So thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for being a huge fan of the Knicks. And man, do I hope we make that turn towards building the young talent here, modeling after Golden State, and eventually turning this thing into a dynasty that we can be proud of. Come on, Knicks. Go Knicks.